Hi everyone. So I made this video some time ago because I couldn't find out what was causing the P0456 error on my Jeep SRT. Mine was a 6.4 Hemi 2014 model. If you do some research, the P0456 error is caused by a small leak on the evaporative emission control system. So what you're looking for is something that is slowly letting the air into the system when it does its vacuum check. It does this test specifically to make sure that the system is properly sealed and that the gas vapor isn't leaking to the atmosphere. To put it simply, most of these errors are caused by a faulty gas cap or a crack in the pipework for this system. In my case, it was a crack. I decided to post this video because trucks and cars of the same type tend to suffer from the same issues. So if I've had this issue, it's a reasonable chance that you might have an issue in the same place in your truck. In my case, it was heat damage from the engine that caused the pipe to stiffen up and crack. If you don't find this issue, then it's more than likely that the capless gas filler nozzle, which has a flap on it when you insert the filling nozzle, it's not seating properly, or that there's a leak on the pipe between the engine and the fuel tank, or maybe around the purge valve itself, which I'll show you in the video where that is. Please ignore if I seem to be repeating myself in the video. I took it at different times and never go around to properly editing it, so it's a couple of sequences of what I've done there. In my case, I replaced the cracked pipe with a new one from Jeep and the problem went away. Note that it may take a couple of start-stop cycles from the dashboard to get rid of this warning once you've fixed the problem. Unless you've got an OBD2 connector tool, then you can just reset the code in the system and then it'll just go away once you've put the new pipe on. If you don't reset it, then it just takes a couple of start-stop cycles because that's just the way it's configured. I think it needs like 3 cycles. Alright, thank you. Okay, so this is the 6.4 SRT Jeep, and the exhaust purge valve, canister purge valve, is located at the back. Let me just show you where it is. To see it better, you just pull this cover off. This is actually just plastic and it will come off. It's got 2 locators which go into here and here. So the purge valve, one end of it goes to the manifold, which is here. This, in my case, is actually sealed. I can't really take it off, so I thought I might be able to pull that off, but it's not. If you trace it back, it actually goes all the way to the back of the engine, and there is the purge valve itself. You'll know because the front of it, in this case, is clear white, and the back of it, where you can see the open pipe, is where the other end of the hose connects to. So I'll go back inside and I'll show you where the how to unclip these special connectors. SRT Jeep, and I couldn't figure out where the small evap leak was. Lots of videos out there, some of them referring to the solenoid valve that lives on the carbon canister at the back and the seal around that. Other videos referring to there's a leak in the gas cap itself. In the SRT case, it's obviously a capless gas, capless filler nozzle, so it probably wasn't going to be that. Anyway, so when I was looking around on the exhaust purge valve, I actually found this pipe. So if you look closely, there's actually because of the heat in the engine, that's actually cracked here, and on the other side it's cracked as well. So I went to the dealer and I found the part number, which is 681948884AC, and that's this whole assembly. Now the problem to take the old one off is the connectors. It's really difficult to figure out how the connectors work. So this next part of the video, I go on to explain this complex method of how to take apart this connector. Now, I've subsequently learned, I think there's a simpler way to do it. You literally just squeeze on the red collar onto the connector and you should be able to pull it apart. But if that doesn't work, then the method in the video will work. It's like a last resort, but it literally dismantles the connector to be able to pull the thing apart. But essentially, the connectors look like this. So on the on the connectors, you have to pull the red connector off if you can. Just carefully, just open the two sides and this bit comes off. I'm not really sure whether you need to take that off or not, but I did. Anyway, so when that's off, it's actually easier to get it moving, to get the connector off. So let me take that off. So you take the red connector off, and then on the back of it, you actually have to push this thing in to be able to pull that out. So if I push that in, then I can actually pull the connector off. So you push that in, and then you wiggle it around. There you go. That's how you take it off. And then to put it back in, it's pretty simple. It doesn't really matter whether you have this on or off. I'll put this on in this case. Goes that way. Yep. He said maybe the other way. No, it doesn't. It definitely goes that way. It's because it's the small one. Right. Okay, now, so to push it in, it's actually really, so you can actually install it, clicks into place. Now I'm going to do the same with this end and the other end. I'm going to go to the car and I'm going to push it back onto the purge valve, and that should be, hopefully the thing should be fixed, because this is the piece of pipe that was leaking, as you can see, and it's gone really hard. I bet I can snap it. See, that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be really flexible and nimble, but like this one is. But the old one, it just, because of the heat on the engine, it snapped apart. So hopefully that should help you out if you're trying to replace that piece of pipe. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry it's a bit dark at the moment. I'm not in a workshop, so I'm gonna try and show you how to fit this pipe onto the exhaust purge valve, the canister purge valve. So there's the purge valve at the back. So I'm gonna put this piece in here. So there's 3 connections. The first connection is this one down here. I'm gonna push that in here. Like I showed you, you literally have to just push it in. If it works. Yep, that goes in. So then there's the connection at the back, at the canister valve. So you can push that on here. I'm gonna hold it and squeeze it on. Yep, that went in much easier. And the last thing is just over here, you instead of having this loose, you just push it back on here. There you go. And that's it. So hopefully now when I start the car up, the P0456 code will disappear. I'll put this back on. This is probably the easiest thing to do. Just push it on. And that's it. Okay, thank you guys.